Jason, were you clapping your hands in frustration that you got the foul and out of position, or were you upset at the official?
I I think I just missed a layup and I just committed a foul. So I was like, anybody in the arena, anybody watching the game could have seen that, I was frustrated with myself. Uh, I didn't say anything. I didn't look at him. So, after the game, you could just laugh it off when you see it.
On a night where you're not hitting shots and not as consistent, it was like you were doing little things, the defense stepped up. Is this a game you might have lost last season, early last season, when you kind of punched you in the mouth first?
Yeah, and that's kind of what we talked about after the game. It wasn't pretty, and OKC might not have the best record, but that's a talented offensive team. They play with a lot of pace. Guys know their role, so on a given night they can beat anybody. And I think it was just good for us to face some adversity and figure it out. Everybody contributed. D. White. And Peyton off the bench, giving that spark, end of the third, beginning of the fourth, that really, willed us to that comeback. So I was extremely proud of the way that we responded, the way that we competed and figured it out. It wasn't pretty. Obviously, some things we wish we could have done better, but that's a talented team, and that's a good win.
Jason, there's a strong narrative locally and nationally about you for MVP this year. Early in the season, obviously, what does it do for you when you go to the free throw line? You hear it from the fans here. I read an interview you gave in Detroit that it's important to you. Could you amplify those statements?
It's always been a dream of mine, and it's like an honor to even be mentioned or thought of, the idea of me winning MVP. But that was not like a goal of mine coming into the season. I wanted to play at an MVP level, meaning that playing great basketball, being efficient, and being on one of the best teams. And, my goal, and I've said it all summer, preseason, was to get back to the finals and not have that feeling again. So, along the way, if we win enough games and I play well enough and, I'm able to win that, obviously that's a dream come true. But, for me, I didn't say at one time this summer I wanted to win MVP. I just more so want to play at that level and, affect the game on both ends, night in and night out, and, do what I can to help us win games.
Thank you.
Jason, to that end, playing at the MVP level, when you're not shooting it well, what do you do to play at that MVP level and do other things?
Still impact the game, still rebound, try to get deflections, get steals, get blocks, set guys up, set screens, get into the lane, find somebody that's open. Still have my imprint on the game, and ultimately just find a way to win. That's what's most important. We're playing extremely well right now, and we're trying to keep it up. So, at the end of the night, look up and we won. I'm satisfied.
Peyton and Derek, late third quarter, they started pressing and turning them over, and the Thunder turned it over like 12 times in that span. So how did that change things for you guys?
They were just, they were really comfortable, I think, in the first three quarters. And I think that's what led to our comeback, was picking up our intensity. Beginning of the game, we were picking guys up three-point line, underneath the three-point line. And at one point we started picking up full court, turning them multiple times as they drilled up the court, weak side steals and things like that. So I think in that fourth quarter we made them a little bit uncomfortable just by being physical and picking up the pressure. And it led to easy baskets, gives them stops, and once we start seeing the ball go in the basket, we start to feel better about ourselves.
And you've been really good in transition this year. Would you guys, like, whenever there's a turnover, you seem to leak out immediately and start sprinting. It's probably exhausting doing that throughout the night, but how much does just being able to score in that kind of way fuel you throughout the game?
Easy buckets. That's part of, I guess, like the evolution of being a better scorer, getting to the free throw line. Obviously, always being a focal point of the other team's defense, drawing a lot of attention. And there's going to be times where, late shot clock, end of the game, you got to take and make tough shots. But throughout the flow of the game, corner three-point shots, offensive rebounds, tip-ins, 2 fast break points, buckets, those things add up and, it gets you in a rhythm for later in the game.
Last question.
I'm sorry, I wasn't there in Detroit to ask you this, but do you feel comfortable throwing Grant Williams alley-oops now?
Yeah. I know I said I would never, but, everybody in this room has said something and backtracked before. Everybody changed their mind. And, I trust Grant a lot more. Every day it's like a building block. He has a stone of trust to that wall. So, we getting there.
Thank you.